What is going on, Earth2 and crypto enthusiasts, novice, and everyone in between? I wasn't sure which background setup I should go with because this episode actually has a lot to do with both cryptocurrency and Earth2. Now, this is all going to be based on a tweet that just came out from CEO of Earth2, Shane Isaac. We've all been kicking around different theories as to how Earth2 will be getting involved with cryptocurrency. It seems like it's inevitable. I don't think the question is whether or not they will be getting involved or maybe producing their own cryptocurrency at some point. The question has just been whether or not they're going to create their own cryptocurrency. Are they going to adopt an existing cryptocurrency? I've seen a bunch of different ideas kicked around. I've proposed myself that I think it will be some kind of an Ethereum-based cryptocurrency, whether or not they adopt something that already exists or whether they make their own. I'm kind of leaning towards them making their own, but I do have something to share with you that might even prove me wrong. But it's not about being right or wrong, it's about getting to the truth, right? So what am I talking about? Well, the most recent tweet, as I mentioned before, from CEO Shane Isaac, seems like it hints towards a particular cryptocurrency project. I'm not sure what capacity they will be using this cryptocurrency, or even if I'm correct, but I will show you the tweet. I will show you why I think it's going to be this particular cryptocurrency, and we're going to dive in a little bit to learn about what this cryptocurrency is. So this is the tweet. Now, for those of you who know Shane, you know Shane likes to play around with little riddles and little hints based on how he capitalizes things, certain things that he mentions, little phrases, hashtags sometimes. And here's what we've got from Mr. Shane Isaac. Just finalized a deal that will enable us to pay out anyone holding one of these. And he's, I believe he's referencing that little card down there. And as you can see, it's got the Earth2 logo in the top corner there. Already outlaid an initial six-figure sum to solve another problem for our users. Sincere enough? E2 cards. It will be a thing. Limited first edition and more coming. I'm excited about getting one of these cards. I was very early on in the Earth2 game, way back in 2020 when it first launched. So I feel like I'm entitled to one of these. I mean, it'd go very nicely with my egg that I won from the Easter egg hunt. Still waiting on that egg to show up in my account, but you know, I'm patient. I'm a patient man. I definitely want to get my hands on one of these cards. I keep pointing the wrong direction. I got to point this way. But what are we looking at here? So the things that are going to be obvious and sticking out are going to be the capitalized words. Will anyone solve? Kind of E2, but not really. It. Okay. Now, what popped in my brain first is solve. As some of you may or may not know, I've been playing around in the cryptocurrency sphere for years. I was part of the last bull market. I wasn't one of the original Bitcoin people who bought, you know, pizza with it for like 10,000 Bitcoin or any of that. I don't go that far back, but I was involved with cryptocurrency way back when it is like 2016, 2017. I remember having to explain to people at parties what cryptocurrency was, and they thought I was a lunatic, and now who's laughing? So in any case, being in the cryptocurrency space, familiar with a good amount of the names. Solve. Solve is a coin I've been in and out of. I don't hodl Solve, but I am aware of Solve. So Solve is a cryptocurrency coin that already exists, and I was aware that Solve had something to do with payment processing in the cryptocurrency space, and I remember it had something to do with like healthcare, so I was a little confused. Decided to look into Solve. So let's look into Solve, shall we? Transition over, and here is CoinMarketCap. And if you're not familiar with CoinMarketCap, it's a great resource, one of my favorite resources for cryptocurrency. But here we have Solve. It's got its current price, it's got some current performance. As you can see, it was recently, not too long ago, April 1st, April Fool's, it went up to 55 cents, and now it's at a measly 24 cents. Got a market cap of $91 million. For those of you who don't know what market cap is, I strongly suggest you understand what market cap is, and then you'll realize, I mean, that's probably one of the biggest things to keep you from being had. There's these people talking about Doge going to like $1,000 and all this other crazy stuff. Those people don't know what market cap is, and you should run. You should block any of their YouTube channels. If anybody says anything like that, once you understand market cap, you'll immediately know who's an idiot and who you need to avoid, because they will just make you dumber by listening to them. I digress. Market cap, very simply, is basically the existing amount of coins multiplied by their price, right? So that means that there's currently about $91 million. Now, fully diluted market cap is a more accurate number, some people would argue, but it basically gives you an idea as to what is realistic. So if you've got a cryptocurrency that's already at like 100 billion market cap, and people are saying that its current price is $1, and they're saying that it's going to, 1,000x, that means 1,000 times 100 billion would be the market cap. That's a lot of money, and that's not going to happen anytime soon. I mean, with the way they're printing money and devaluing the dollar, maybe, but it gives you an idea as to what's realistic. Now, $91 million may seem like a lot of money, but in cryptocurrency, that's actually a very small market cap. That's pretty small. A lot of the big boys that you've heard of are over $1 billion. Bitcoin's over $1 trillion. So $91 million isn't a massive market cap. Not that it has anything to do with this, but let's get into more about what Solve is about. Now, as someone, I'm both a fundamentalist and an analyst. I go back and forth, which just means I want to know the facts and what the product is, but then the analyst side of me also just wants to look at charts. And you can make money both ways. You can make money as a fundamentalist, never looking at charts. You can make money as an analyst and only looking at charts and not knowing anything about the company, the CEO, what they do, how they make money, or anything like that. The analyst side of me would say that this is topped out at about the same price twice. 52 cents back in 2019, and then 55 cents right here. So that's interesting. Like I said, right now it's about 50% the all-time high. So let's talk about what Solve is, and this is one thing that makes CoinMarketCap a great place to get information. So Solve.Care is a healthcare IT company that builds blockchain platforms which the team believes may improve the way healthcare is delivered and managed. So again, as I mentioned before, I knew it had something to do with healthcare and payments, and basically did a little bit of a refresher. It's kind of attempting to get the billing processes with healthcare. A lot of people who are anywhere near the healthcare business sector know how much of a headache insurance and billing and all that stuff is when it comes to healthcare. And this is a project that's looking to expedite that, making it more transparent while also making it anonymous, which is really important when it comes to healthcare. And you want to talk about things like HIPAA and privacy acts and things like that. But and then also making sure that the billing is fast, transparent, foolproof, well documented. It's right there on the blockchain. So all of that kind of cool stuff. Very exciting for this project by itself. But I don't understand, being honest with you, I don't understand how that really comes into play with Earth2. But right now we're just making this assumption based off of one word, solve, right? Well, I've got to have more than just that one word if I'm going to be bothering you guys with a video, right? Of course I do. Well, right in this first sentence, we've got IT, which also looks a lot like capitalized it. Let's go back to the, there we go, we got it right there. Third line from the bottom, fourth line from the bottom if you're counting the hashtags. So E2 cards, ... which isn't a real ellipses, by the way, Shane. It has to be 3 or 4. 3 or 4, not 2. So in any case, Earth2 cards, it, or IT. So now we've got solve and IT. So those are two words, that seem to somewhat correlate to this cryptocurrency that I'm speculating. And again, I don't know exactly how healthcare and Earth2 are going to intermingle, but maybe Solve is branching off into more sectors. Maybe they realized that they had applications that would be beneficial in more than just the healthcare sector. I don't know. What else we have? Sincere enough. Well, if you're sincere, normally means you care. So let's transition back. So Solve.Care. So now we have like 3 words, let's call it 2.5 words to be fair. Care, sincere, and it's just it's just what he says, it just sticks out so weird, you know, like sincere enough. It seems like it's out of context, right? It seems like he's deliberately kind of injecting that in there. He didn't want to make it so obvious that it was, you know, care, because that would kind of give it away. But to make it a little fun, a little tongue-in-cheek, I think he's kind of playing with the words there and kind of leading us a certain way and letting us kind of put the pieces together. And I do anticipate a lot of riddles and puzzles and all sorts of fun little things like this from Shane. So definitely follow him on Twitter if you like that kind of stuff, because that seems to be where he drops the most of his little hints. And like I said, I do anticipate there being a lot more. If you've watched the movie Ready Player One or read the book, Ready Player 2 is going to be coming out pretty shortly, I believe. But Ready Player One, the creator of that platform, was also someone who was a big fan of games and riddles and having to figure out certain things. We've already got Easter eggs. Those were, you know, kind of hidden, not too many riddles, and he specifically said there weren't going to be any riddles with that launch of, you know, that little, what do we want to call it, a game, contest, event, whatever we want to call that. He specifically said there weren't going to be any riddles that time, which implies that, again, he's going to be dropping a lot of these little riddles and hints. So in any case, myself personally, and this is not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, yada yada yada, I am going to be picking up some Solve just because I think there's a lot of money and a lot of interest behind Earth2. I haven't seen anybody else posting a video about this, so I feel like I'm ahead of most people. This tweet was just done a little while ago. It's a Thursday evening. I don't know how many people are really on Twitter putting this together and jumping into it. Plus, it's already hit 55 cents and it's down more than 50% from that. So it seems like it's, you know, not that bad of an investment. I'm not going to throw a ton of money at it, but the only thing better than being right is getting paid to be right. So why not throw some money at it? And worst case scenario, Solve seems like a pretty good project anyway. I've, you know, been around the healthcare sector. I know how much of a headache that is, so I definitely believe they are solving a problem, pun intended. But yeah, that's all I've got for you guys. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think that there is going to be some kind of partnership with Solve? How does this make sense? Maybe there's someone out there watching this and they know more about Solve. Maybe you've dove deep into Solve. I'll probably look up more on Solve and figure out what they're doing, maybe read some of their white sheets and see if I can learn a little bit more. And if I have more and if I figure more out, I'll bring you guys another video. But I would be really curious to hear what kind of information, opinions, and guesstimates I can siphon out of my audience, and just let me know. If you have any ideas, hit me in the comments below. If you are playing around with Earth2, I would love it if you were to use my referral code we've got there at the bottom of the screen. I've also got a bunch of fun stuff. If you hit the show notes, I always have links and stuff like that. One of them is you could sign up for free land giveaways, which I do weekly. I also enter you into a chance to use your referral code. So if you're using Earth2, I will use your referral code. You'll get 5% off the purchases I make. When you use my referral code, you'll get 5% off your purchases. Plus I get a 5% kickback, so it's a win-win for everybody. And you'll also be on my email where I send out more information, tips, and stuff like that when I don't have the chance to put out a video. So great reasons to be checking out those links in the show notes. And also, obviously, make sure you've subscribed. You've got those alert notifications on. Occasionally, I go live. I almost went live with this, but I figured I wanted to do the on-screen graphics and transitions, and it's just easier to do this way. But other times I go live, especially when it's pertinent. I didn't think there'd be a whole lot of people on after midnight, so I didn't feel like going live would be very fruitful, but you never know. And you will only know if you're subscribed and you have those alert notifications on. See how I tied that all in full circle? So speaking of full circle, Earth2, it's also centrifugal. All right, now I'm kind of losing you guys. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. I look forward to the next episode. Hopefully you do too. And I also look forward to helping you navigate this mysterious, magical. I'm back on the M's. I got to stay away from the M's. I got to find better adjectives. I'll just leave it at that. I look forward to helping you out with more Earth2 information. Subscribe, alerts, links. Later.